Hello, everyone, dear friends. I'm Joy, and we're so happy to see you again. Today, we have an incredible adventure planned. But before we start, let's make sure you're subscribed to our channel.
Hi everyone, I'm Disgust, and I'm here too. Yes, Joy, you're right, but don't you all want to hit that subscribe button and give us a like so you don't miss our new videos?
Exactly. Your likes and subscriptions help us create more interesting content for you. And don't forget to click the bell so you're always notified about our new releases.
And of course, leave a comment. We always love to hear your opinions. Just remember to keep it clean and polite. After all, no one wants to read nasty comments.
Thank you for your support. It really means a lot to us. So, are you ready for a new adventure?
Let's get started. And remember, subscribing, liking, and commenting are your tickets to our next incredible journey.
Today, Tim will be stealing diamonds from a jewelry store in Roblox.
I don't think we should do this. It's very dangerous. What if he gets caught and sent to jail? What if he gets into trouble and something happens to him? I'm very worried about our boy Tim. Look through this window. There are lasers, and I've heard about them. It's a security system. If you touch one of those lasers, the alarm will go off. You mustn't touch those beams under any circumstances, or there will be trouble.
Wow, look at all these lasers. It's like we're in a high-tech spy movie. Isn't it exciting? I just know Tim is going to navigate through this like a pro.
Exciting? This is a disaster waiting to happen. Those lasers are set up to catch us in one wrong move. And look at that guard over there. This is not going to be easy.
Look, the guard is asleep at his desk. This is incredible. It's our chance to slip by while he hasn't noticed us. What luck?
He's asleep? This is infuriating. He's not even doing his job, and we have to risk everything because of his laziness. We need to act quickly and carefully not to wake him up.
This is so risky. If he wakes up, we could be in serious trouble. We need to move extremely carefully and avoid making any noise.
Ugh, what a disgusting guard. Even asleep at his desk with everything around him dirty. All right, let's focus on not waking him up.
Don't worry. Everything will be fine. Tim, move quietly and cautiously. We have a chance to get through this if we stay smart and focused.
Be careful, Tim. Move past him quietly without making any noise. If anything goes wrong, this lazy guard could get us into serious trouble.
Stay focused on what you're doing. Don't make sudden movements and try not to make any noise. If the guard wakes up, it will be a disaster.
Tim, just stay away from that disgusting guard and be careful. I hope he doesn't wake up and cause us more problems.
We can do this if we work together and stay positive. Good luck, Tim. We believe in you. Today, we have an incredible story about how Tim went on a space adventure. It all started when he won a ticket on a spaceship in an intergalactic lottery. Can you imagine? A real spaceship. Tim was thrilled and immediately began preparing for the journey.
Yeah, I remember how worried I was. Space is so huge and unknown. What if the ship breaks down? Or what if they run out of oxygen? I kept thinking about these dangers and couldn't calm down.
Seriously, anxiety, calm down a bit. Tim can handle it. What irritated me more was the thought that the spaceship might be unreliable. And what if someone on the crew turned out to be irresponsible? I was ready to take on anyone who tried to stop Tim.
Ew, let's not forget about cleanliness. Spaceships can be so dirty. Dust, germs, all that stuff disgusts me. I hope they had good filters and cleaners on board.
When Tim finally took off, it was amazing. He saw Earth from space, like a blue marble floating in the vastness. And then the real adventures began. The first destination was the mysterious planet Zelonia, covered in luminescent jungles.
But the jungles looked so dangerous. Unknown creatures, poisonous plants. I kept thinking something terrible was about to happen.
Listen, anxiety, stop being scared. Tim is a true hero. He made it through the jungle despite all the dangers. And when one of the creatures tried to attack him, he bravely defended himself.
Don't forget that the jungle was full of dirt and slime. But Tim kept moving forward. That surprised me a bit, because I would have gone home at the first hint of dirt.
And finally, after all the trials, Tim found an ancient temple hidden deep in the jungle. Inside the temple was a magical crystal that could grant wishes. Tim used it to return home and share his incredible adventures with his friends.
I was so happy when he came back safe and sound. All those dangers, it was too much for me.
Yeah, I'm glad too. But the main thing is that Tim proved that courage and determination can overcome any obstacle.
And thank goodness he finally cleaned up after all those adventures. Cleanliness is the key to health.
We have a fantastic story about how Tim discovered a hidden underwater city. It all started when he found an ancient map in his attic. The map showed the way to the legendary city of Atlantica, said to be filled with treasures and secrets. Tim was ecstatic and couldn't wait to embark on this underwater adventure.
Oh, I remember how worried I was. Diving deep into the ocean? What if his oxygen tank ran out? Or if he encountered dangerous sea creatures? The ocean is vast and unpredictable, and my mind was racing with all the possible dangers.
Seriously, Anxiety, chill out. Tim's got this. What really got me fired up was the thought that someone else might find the city first and steal all the treasures. Tim had to be quick and brave to get there before anyone else.
Ew! Let's not forget about the ocean. It's filled with all sorts of unpleasant things. Seaweed, fish slime, and who knows what else. I was just hoping Tim had a good wetsuit to keep all that yuck away.
When Tim finally set off on his journey, he used a high-tech submarine to dive deep into the ocean. He saw incredible things, colorful coral reefs, schools of shimmering fish, and even a playful dolphin that guided him part of the way. It was like entering a magical world beneath the waves.
Enough with the fear. Tim was determined. When he finally saw the outline of Atlantica, he knew he was on the right track. But then he had to navigate through a maze of underwater caves. It made my blood boil thinking about all the obstacles he had to overcome, but Tim kept pushing forward.
But then, as he got closer to the location marked on the map, the water became darker and more ominous. Strange shadows moved in the depths, and I couldn't stop thinking about what might be lurking there. My heart was pounding with worry.
And let's not forget the murky water in those caves. It was filled with silt and algae. Just gross. But Tim bravely swam through, keeping his eyes on the prize. I had to admire his determination, even if it was pretty disgusting down there.
Finally, Tim emerged into a vast underwater cavern where the city of Atlantica lay before him. It was breathtaking. Ancient structures covered in sea plants, glowing with a mysterious light. And in the center of the city was a treasure trove filled with gold, jewels, and artifacts from a long-lost civilization.
I was so relieved when he found the treasure. But then I started worrying about how he would get it all back to the surface safely. What if something went wrong?
Tim's no quitter. He carefully packed up as much as he could carry and made his way back through the caves. When he finally surfaced, I was cheering. He'd done it. He'd found Atlantica and its treasures.
And he made it back without getting too covered in sea slime, which was a huge relief. Tim's adventure was incredible, but I was glad he was back on dry land.
Once, Tim decided to go on a treasure hunt in an abandoned castle. We were all thrilled about this adventure. Just imagine, old walls, hidden passages, and secret rooms full of mysteries. Tim was ready for any challenges because at the end of the journey, untold riches awaited him.
But of course, I started to worry immediately. What if the castle collapses? Or what if there are ghosts? Tim was so determined that my worries only grew. Every creaking floorboard made me anxious. Tim, be careful. Are you sure this is safe? I kept repeating over and over.
And I was furious at Anxiety for her constant fears. Enough already with the fear, Anxiety. Tim is doing great. And anyway, if he meets anyone, I'll take care of it myself, I grumbled. This castle is nothing compared to our determination.
And I was disgusted by the state of the place. Dust, cobwebs, and strange smells. It was too much. Ugh, Tim. Just look at how dirty it is here. Be careful. Don't touch anything with your hands, I warned.
But Tim didn't give up. He found clues, solved puzzles, and got closer to the treasure room. And finally, he opened an old chest full of gold and jewels. We all rejoiced. It was an incredible adventure that showed our fears and doubts were in vain. Tim proved that with determination and bravery, any obstacles can be overcome. That's how our thrilling journey ended. I hope you enjoyed it. We're so glad you joined us for this adventure. We hope you enjoyed our stories and had as much fun as we did.
Yes, yes. And if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's really important for us to keep you updated on all our new adventures. Also, please give us a thumbs up so we know you enjoy what we're doing.
Hey, don't delay. Subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. We worked hard for you, and it's the only way to support us. So come on, do it now.
Yes, and don't forget to leave a comment. We want to know what you liked or what you'd like to see next.
Thank you so much for your support. We can't wait to see you again and embark on new adventures together. See you soon, friends. Hello, friends. Today, we're embarking on an incredible adventure in the Escape the Castle Fortress mode. This castle is full of secrets, traps, and puzzles that we'll need to solve. Just imagine. Towering walls, dark corridors, and ancient mysteries hiding behind every door. This is going to be amazing.
But do you realize how many dangers there are? Narrow bridges over chasms, slippery stones, and maybe even ghost nights. We don't know what's waiting for us around every corner. I'm already worried about Tim. What if he falls into a trap? We have to be really careful and alert.
Oh, stop worrying. If anyone tries to get in our way, I'll show them who's boss. We'll smash through any obstacles and tear apart all the traps. No ancient knights are going to stop us.
I really don't like old castles. Dust, mold, cobwebs, and all sorts of filth. Can you imagine how dirty it must be? But what can you do? We'll just have to endure it and get through this to help Tim escape.
So, friends, if you like what we're doing, support us with likes and subscriptions. Your comments and engagement give us strength and confidence. We've got lots of challenges ahead, and together, we can definitely overcome them.
And don't forget to leave comments. It's important for us to know your opinion and what you think of our adventures. The more active you are, the more likely we'll continue tearing through this castle.
Yes, your likes and subscriptions will help calm me down a bit. With your support, we can get through all the challenges.
And let us know what you think of this old castle. Maybe some of you aren't thrilled with such ancient places either. Your feedback helps us improve the videos.
You're probably wondering how we ended up in this medieval castle, right? Well, let me explain. Recently, Tim found an old clock and accidentally discovered that it could be used to travel through time. Can you believe it? Real time travel.
At first, everything went smoothly. Tim traveled, learned a lot of new things, met different people, studied history. It was so fascinating. But this last journey turned out to be something else entirely.
And of course, at the worst possible moment, the clock broke or something went wrong. Tim got stuck in this cursed castle. Now he's forced to find a way out of these old stone walls, full of traps and dangers.
Yeah, and there's nothing pleasant about this castle. Dust, cobwebs, and who knows what else is lurking in these dark corners. I hope Tim finds a way out soon, because staying here too long is just unbearable.
But don't worry, friends. Tim has already found some clues, and I'm sure he'll escape from here soon. So let's keep supporting him and stay optimistic. Story will be about how Tim discovered an ancient painting that turned out to be quite extraordinary. Each night, the painting changed, revealing secrets of its previous owner's past. Oh, how did it all begin? Tim was browsing a flea market, surrounded by old items and forgotten treasures. It was one of his favorite pastimes. He always believed that such places held unique finds. And then he spotted it, a painting of an old mansion. It immediately caught his eye. The painting was covered in dust, but its charm was undeniable. Tim decided it would be a perfect addition to his room. Who could have imagined that this purchase would lead to such incredible discoveries?
Yeah, if only everything were that simple. There was something off about that painting from the start. It was obvious. And what did Tim do? He hung it on his wall, of course. So foolish, so foolish, so foolish. That very first night, strange things began to happen. Tim woke up to some rustling noises. He looked at the painting, and it had changed. Instead of the old mansion, there was a young man standing in front of the same house. How is that even possible? How could Tim not realize that he should have dealt with this immediately?
Oh, I felt something was wrong right away. When Tim told me about it, I couldn't stop worrying. Who was this man? Why did he appear on the painting? What if it's some sort of evil spirit trying to cross into our world? I couldn't think of anything else. With each passing night, the painting changed more and more. New people, scenes, events. It all felt so real, as if the painting was trying to tell a story that no one was meant to know. What if this story carried danger?
And I immediately sensed something disgusting about that painting. With each new scene, there was a dark, oppressive feeling. On the third day, the painting depicted a fire in that mansion, and the smell of smoke seemed to fill the whole room. It was unbearable. Even the house in the painting looked darker and gloomier, as if something terrible was happening to its inhabitants. It was clear that this had to be stopped immediately. Who knows where the revelation of these secrets could lead?
But Tim didn't want to stop. The more the painting changed, the more fascinated he became. He felt that this story had to be uncovered to the end. Maybe he believed he could help those people captured on the canvas find peace? Tim started investigating the mansion in real life, trying to find traces of the events depicted on the painting. And you know what? He succeeded. He found old documents that told the story of the family that owned the house. There was so much pain and tragedy that it seemed the house was cursed.
But what happened next? The more Tim learned, the more dangerous it became. On the last night, the painting showed something utterly horrifying. The people in it seemed to come alive, reaching out through the frame as if trying to escape from their world. Tim realized that if he didn't stop it, they could enter the real world. He didn't know what to do. It felt like the painting was controlling him. And I was so anxious for him. But fortunately, Tim found a way to fix everything. He burned the painting and everything stopped. Since then, the house has been peaceful again.
Such a horrifying sight. But the most disgusting thing is that it could have ended much worse. The painting is gone, but who knows how many other secrets lie among old objects. Maybe it's better not to touch them at all? Tim learned his lesson. Some stories are better left untold, especially if they could lead to disaster.
So ends the story of Tim and the mystical painting. It left all of us with different impressions, but the important thing is that it ended well. However, the question remains, how many more secrets does the world around us hold?
The next story will be about Tim and the music box. Tim finds an old music box that grants wishes, but each wish comes with its own consequences. Tim discovered an old music box in the attic and was amazed when it started playing. At first, everything was great. Every time he made a wish, it came true, and he felt so happy. He wished for a little luck and found himself on top of the world.
But soon the wishes began to cause problems. When Tim wished for wealth, it changed his life. People started treating him differently, and he felt isolated. Wishes brought a lot of trouble, and it was infuriating.
I was worried for Tim because each new wish brought unforeseen consequences. Even simple wishes led to problems. It seemed fun at first, but then it became anxiety-inducing when everything didn't go as planned.
Tim often faced disgusting results from his wishes. From the excess of wealth to failed attempts at improving his life, it was all horrible. The box, which seemed magical, turned his life into complete chaos.
Finally, Tim realized that it's important to appreciate what you already have. He used his last wish to correct his mistakes and set things right. The music box returned to its usual melody, and Tim learned to appreciate the real joys.
It was a relief when Tim finally learned the lesson. I was calmer knowing that he had learned to value what he had. Sometimes it's best to move forward, accepting your mistakes and finding peace in the present.
Yes, and the lesson was valuable. The music box reminded us how easy it is to ruin even the best things. It's important to remember the consequences and appreciate the simple joys in life.
And the next story will be about Tim and the mysterious diary. This happened recently when Tim stumbled upon an old diary in the attic. It was covered in dust and looked very ancient. But the most amazing thing, the diary predicted the future.
Of course, Tim was thrilled. But as soon as he started reading the entries, he saw that the diary described not only his future successes, but also failures that seemed unavoidable.
And so Tim began to panic. He tried to change everything that the diary predicted to avoid the bad outcomes. He changed his plans, his interactions with friends, and even his daily habits. But the more he tried to change the future, the more anxious he became.
In the end, Tim realized that he couldn't control everything. He understood that all these changes were only creating more problems. He decided to accept his fate as it was and live in the present moment. The diary was intriguing, but it taught Tim an important lesson. Sometimes it's better to accept the future as it is and enjoy life here and now.
Thanks for joining us today. We're so glad you enjoyed our adventure.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on the next videos. We always worry you might miss something exciting.
And of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Your likes motivate us to keep creating new and exciting content.
Also, let us know in the comments what you think of today's video and what you'd like to see next. Your feedback is important to us.
See you next time, friends. Bye-bye. Hello, dear friends. Today we're in for something truly special. This will be one of those adventures that sticks with you for a long time. We're going to play the floor is lava mode. And I have to say, today is going to be hot in every sense of the word. Imagine us jumping from platform to platform, trying to avoid the boiling lava that's literally bubbling beneath our feet. I'm already excited because this isn't just a game. It's a real test of agility, speed, and the ability to make quick decisions.
Ha! In this challenge, it's not just agility that'll be tested, but also the strength of your spirit. Because when there's lava boiling beneath you, it's not just about jumping, it's about surviving. And every step needs to be filled with adrenaline, every move carefully calculated. You think this is just a regular game? No, this is a real test. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and if you hesitate even for a second, it's over. You lose. So, get ready for a truly fiery show.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Lava is no joke. It's literally beneath our feet, and even the slightest mistake could lead to us ending up in a river of fire. I can imagine us trying to jump from one narrow platform to another, hoping not to slip. Every time the lava gets closer, my heart starts beating faster, and you start wondering, can I really do this? But we don't have a choice, do we? We have to keep going and hope that our skills and your support will help us get through this terrifying challenge.
Honestly, lava is just awful. All that heat, the flames everywhere, and you can literally feel the hair on your head burning from the temperature. I can't even think about it without feeling grossed out, let alone actually participate in such a challenge. But someone's got to do the dirty work, right? We'll be jumping, we'll be dodging, and all of that just to avoid falling into that fiery abyss. Just think about it. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and I absolutely hate losing.
But that's exactly what makes the game so exciting, friends. This isn't just a challenge for us. It's a challenge for everyone watching us. You'll see how we overcome difficulties together, how we deal with the heat, the lava, the obstacles that await us at every turn. It's a real adventure that requires not just agility, but also support. And I'm sure that with your help, we'll succeed. You're with us, right?
Of course they're with us. They wouldn't leave us in a moment like this, when everything's on the line. And you know what? When things get really intense, when the lava is literally under our feet, I want to see all your support. Because in those moments, we need every drop of energy, every word of encouragement to get through this fiery ordeal. We'll fight to the end, and I know we're not alone.
Guys, we've been through so much together. These exciting moments where we overcome challenges, celebrate victories, and deal with setbacks. It's all thanks to you. If you like what we're doing and want to see even more adventures, don't forget to hit that like button.
Yes, the like button isn't just a button. It's your way of saying, keep up the great work. Every like you give us is a boost of energy that drives us to push through and tackle even tougher levels. So, come on, don't hold back.
And please subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss something important. With a subscription, you'll be up to date on all our new videos and won't miss any of our adventures. I'll be a little less anxious too.
And of course, don't forget to leave comments. We always read what you write, and it helps us improve. Just keep it respectful, or it might spoil the mood. Want to see something specific? Let us know. Your opinion matters.
So, friends, likes, subscriptions, and comments are what help us grow and improve. Let's make our channel even better together. Story time. This moment starts with a story about how Tim organized a robot building contest in his yard and faced unexpected challenges. Today's story is going to be absolutely thrilling. Tim decided to host a real robot building contest right in his yard. It all started when he gathered his friends and neighbors to show what they could do. It was like a real festival. Imagine, each participant brought their unique ideas and materials to create their dream robot. The air was filled with laughter, conversation, and the spirit of competition. Each person had their own goal, to make their robot the smartest and most agile. It's especially heartwarming to see everyone around enjoying and being inspired, as it was a true celebration of engineering and creativity.
But, as often happens, not everything went smoothly, and that's where the problems began. Some robots started malfunctioning, causing a real commotion. One robot unexpectedly started moving erratically, leading to the complete destruction of other creations. People began arguing about who was at fault, whether it was the malfunction or the design itself. Real discussions and discontent flared up, especially when someone started blaming others for their robot not working properly. This led to a storm of emotions and dissatisfaction among the participants, and sometimes even conflicts arose that needed immediate resolution to prevent ruining the celebration.
Exactly. I was really worried for Tim at that moment. Despite all his efforts, some robots started failing at the worst possible times. Each time something went wrong, Tim's stress and worry increased. He tried to fix the problems on the fly, which was very stressful, especially with all eyes on him. I constantly worried that he might feel overwhelmed and disappointed due to the numerous technical issues. The drive to fix everything and ensure the contest went smoothly was a heavy burden, and I feared that he might just burn out and feel like a failure.
Oh, and let's not forget the nightmare of the mess. All those leftover parts, rusty bits of metal, and general debris piling up in the corner of the yard were dreadful. After all the technical issues, there was a real mess. Broken parts, old wires, and dirt. It all created a truly unpleasant sight. Fixing and dealing with the problems didn't add any joy to the situation. I always feel disgusted by such messes. But even in this case, Tim managed to stay calm and persistent. He tackled the issues and kept working despite all the discomfort and unpleasant moments.
But despite all the challenges, the robot building contest turned out to be a real success. Tim and his friends learned lessons from all the problems and difficulties, and each participant had a blast. In the end, even the most unpleasant moments became part of an exciting adventure. The atmosphere was filled with support and mutual help. It was a day that will be remembered for a long time, and we all came together to make it a true celebration of engineering and friendship. So let's congratulate Tim and all the participants for overcoming the challenges and making this day unforgettable. And the next story will be about a time travel adventure with an antique clock. Story is about Tim, who found an antique clock in his grandmother's attic. These clocks turned out to be magical and could transport him to different eras. He was thrilled with this discovery and decided to embark on an amazing journey. His first stop was the era of knights.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Tim immediately found himself in the middle of a knightly tournament where he had to face many challenges. He saw knights battling it out in the tournament, and not all of them were friendly. He had to avoid fights and find a way to gather the necessary information to get back home.
I was really worried about Tim when he ended up in a dangerous situation. He accidentally found himself in a castle full of mysterious traps and ancient mechanisms. He had to solve complex puzzles to find a way to the next stage of his journey and return to the clock.
The time-traveling adventure in the era of knights wasn't without its unpleasant aspects. Tim faced unbearable dirt and discomfort, as living conditions back then were far from ideal. It was a real test for him.
Tim successfully overcame the challenges and returned home with a wealth of incredible experiences. He saw how knights lived and learned to appreciate modern life. His journey turned out to be a true adventure, bringing him joy and new knowledge.
Although Tim went through many difficulties, he came out of this experience stronger and more confident. These challenges taught him how to handle any problems that might arise in the future.
After this journey, Tim became more cautious. He realized how important it is to be attentive and respect the past. He learned to cherish every moment and understand the consequences of his actions.
Despite all the hardships and unpleasantness, Tim appreciated the comfort of his own time. This journey taught him to value the cleanliness and convenience of modern living conditions.
We've just finished our amazing adventure with the antique clock and time travel. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you liked what we did, please don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us know that you enjoy our stories and want to see more.
Yeah, a like isn't just a button. It's a way to support us and show that we're on the right track. Every like is like fuel for our enthusiasm. We're working hard to create even more exciting stories and adventures, and your support is crucial. So don't hold back. Hit that button.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss our new videos if you're not subscribed. Subscribing is your way to ensure you don't miss any important stories. We release new videos regularly, and staying updated is really convenient.
Also, leave your comments below the video. We read each one and truly value your feedback. Your suggestions help us improve our content and make it more interesting for you. But let's keep it polite. Constructive criticism and suggestions really help, while rudeness can spoil the mood.
Don't forget, your opinion is very important to us. We want our content to be just how you like it. So, leave your comments and share your thoughts. Until next time, and have a great day. Hello, dear friends. We are happy to see you on our channel. Today, we have a lot of interesting and exciting things planned. We have prepared new stories, adventures, and funny moments for you. You won't want to miss this. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I hope you're ready for real challenges and adrenaline. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to comment. Your likes and subscriptions are really important to us. They help us create new stories and adventures, so don't hesitate to show your support.
We always try to make our stories interesting and thrilling, but sometimes it can be scary. We want you to know that your support means a lot to us. I hope you'll support us and help us overcome all the difficulties. Leave your comments and share your impressions. It helps us get better.
Yes, and don't forget to stay away from dirty and unpleasant situations like in our stories. We like it when things are clean and cozy, and we're sure you do too. Subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and leave comments so we know what you like and what you don't.
Today, we're going to play Roblox in the mode Barry's Prison Run. I heard it's scary, but I think it won't stop our boy Tim from easily getting through it.
Oh, I'm not sure it'll be that simple. There could be all kinds of traps, guards, and even creepy monsters. I'm so worried about Tim. What if he gets into some dangerous situation? We have to be very careful.
Stop panicking already. Tim has shown time and time again that he can handle any challenge. He's smart, strong, and always finds a way out of the toughest situations. Let's just support him and watch him deal with this prison.
I hope this prison isn't filthy and doesn't have any disgusting places. Can you imagine if there's something gross? That's just awful. Tim, please be careful and try not to touch anything nasty.
Everything will be fine, guys. Tim is our true hero, and we're going to support him every step of the way. Let's enjoy the game and believe in him. Tim, onward to new adventures. We're with you. Guys, look, we've entered a room full of lava. This is so exciting and dangerous at the same time. But I'm sure Tim can jump from platform to platform with no problems. He always handles these challenges so skillfully. The main thing is to believe in him and support him.
I don't know, guys. Lava is very scary. One wrong step and Tim could be in trouble. These platforms are so narrow and look so unstable. I'm really worried about him. He needs to be very careful and watch where he jumps. Maybe we should give him some tips on how to jump better?
Oh, stop panicking, anxiety. Tim will handle it. He's overcome obstacles like this before. He has the skills and strength to deal with this. The more we doubt, the more we hinder him. Let's just support him and show that we believe in his abilities. He'll do everything right, as always.
Time for stories. Today's story is about how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust used to be inside the mind of a scientist who was developing a cure for a very dangerous disease. Let's dive into the story from their perspectives. It was an exciting time when we were inside Dr. Wilson's mind. He was working so hard to find a cure for a disease that affected so many people. I was always encouraging him, filling him with optimism and hope. I remember when he first saw the results of his experiments and how his face lit up with joy. We were all thrilled to see him so happy.
Yes, there were moments of intense frustration too. Dr. Wilson had to face many setbacks and failures. I was there to drive him to push harder, to channel his frustration into determination. Whenever things didn't go as planned, I made sure he stayed focused and didn't give up. It was all about using that anger productively.
I had my own role to play too. There were times when Dr. Wilson felt overwhelmed by the pressure of finding a cure. I was there to remind him of the stakes, to keep him alert and cautious. My job was to make sure he didn't overlook any details and to help him stay on track even when things seemed daunting.
And let's not forget the challenges that came with the process. There were many moments that tested Dr. Wilson's resolve. Sometimes the lab work was messy and the results were less than pleasant. I was there to help him push through those gross and uncomfortable situations, to keep the focus on the end goal despite the unpleasantness.
In the end, all of us, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, played a crucial role in helping Dr. Wilson develop the cure. It wasn't easy, but together, we managed to turn the challenges into victories.
Indeed, the path was filled with obstacles, but our combined efforts led to success. We turned every setback into a stepping stone towards the cure.
And even though it was a tough journey, it was worth every moment. The cure was finally developed, and it saved many lives.
Yes, the process was often tough to handle, but the outcome was rewarding. We learned that even the most challenging situations can lead to something great.
And that's how we helped Dr. Wilson make a difference. We worked together to achieve something extraordinary. The next story is about how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped our friend Tim find the lost recipe for the city's most delicious pizza. It was so exciting. Tim lost his favorite pizza recipe, and we all came together to help him find it. I was thrilled with the idea because I knew that with our team, we could recover the recipe and throw an unforgettable pizza party. We started the search with enthusiasm and energy, knowing that together we could tackle any challenge.
However, finding the recipe wasn't easy. We searched every corner of the kitchen, checked all the drawers and shelves, but the recipe was nowhere to be found. I got frustrated when I noticed that things were scattered around. To speed up the process, I suggested that Tim and the rest of the team approach the search more decisively and not waste time on trivialities.
I was worried that we might run out of time, and Tim wouldn't be able to make the pizza in time for the important event. Every minute counted, and I was checking all possible places where the recipe might be. I made sure every step of the search was carefully planned, so we wouldn't miss any crucial details and could find the recipe on time.
The search was quite a challenge. We came across a lot of dirty kitchen utensils and remnants of old food. I helped the team deal with the unpleasant tasks and pointed out all the dirty and off-putting areas so they could focus on the search. Despite the mess, I tried to remain patient and supportive of the team.
Finally, after a long search, we found the recipe hidden in an old notebook on the top shelf of the cupboard. It was incredibly joyful. Tim was so happy that the recipe was found, and we were able to host a fantastic pizza party. We all enjoyed the delicious pizza together, and it was just wonderful. Thanks to our team, the evening turned out to be unforgettable. The next story is about how Tim had an unforgettable time at summer camp. Summer camp was so much fun. Tim arrived there with immense enthusiasm and immediately immersed himself in the atmosphere of relaxation and adventure. Every day was packed with amazing activities, sports games, crafting workshops, hiking in the forest, and even evening campfires with songs and stories. I was so happy to see Tim enjoying every moment and making new friends. I especially loved when Tim participated in the paintball competition and was thrilled with his victory.
But not everything was perfect. There were times when things didn't go as planned, and it was irritating. For example, one day there was an unexpected delay in preparing lunch, and Tim and his friends were upset. I saw them worrying about losing time for their activities and games. I had to step in and suggest organizing additional activities to help them make up for the lost time.
I was anxious when Tim went on a couple of days' hike. I knew such adventures could be unexpectedly challenging and even dangerous. Every morning I checked to make sure he was okay and how the activities were going. I constantly asked the counselors and reviewed lists to ensure Tim was safe and enjoying his time. My anxiety eased a bit when I saw him come back with a big smile and a backpack full of experiences.
There were also some unpleasant moments at camp. For instance, I couldn't ignore how dirty and damp the tents sometimes were, especially after rain. Tim and his friends tried to handle it, but I saw how they were unhappy with their sleeping arrangements. My role was to help deal with these situations by providing cleaning tips and organizing help from the counselors.
Despite the challenges, the summer camp left Tim with so many positive memories. He returned home with a lot of stories, new friends, and joy in his heart. This camp became a true adventure for him, and we were all thrilled to see him grow and develop during those few weeks. Moments like these are remembered for a lifetime. We're so glad you joined us for this adventure. We hope you enjoyed our stories and had as much fun as we did.
Yes, yes, and if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's really important for us to keep you updated on all our new adventures. Also, please give us a thumbs up so we know you enjoy what we're doing.
Hey, don't delay. Subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. We worked hard for you, and it's the only way to support us. So come on, do it now.
Yes, and don't forget to leave a comment. We want to know what you liked or what you'd like to see next. And please, no dirty comments. It's important to us.
Goodbye. Hello, dear friends. Welcome to our new exciting adventure. Today is going to be especially unusual because we're diving into a brand new and incredibly thrilling mode. Emotions Police Family Prison Run Escape. Just imagine, we're going to be running away from ourselves. Well, not exactly us, but our evil copies. Imagine what it's like to run from a version of me that's all gloomy and dark, or from anxiety who's 10 times more nervous than usual. It's going to be a real race for survival, but with your support, I'm sure we'll make it. So, get ready for a true emotional roller coaster. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single moment.
Oh no, 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 I'm already getting worried, Joy. Evil copies of ourselves? That's a real nightmare. What if they're faster than us? Stronger? What if they catch us? I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But I know that if we stick together and stay focused, we can do it. And your support is so important to us. So please stay with us, cheer us on, and cross your fingers for us. We're going to need all your positive vibes and good wishes.
Anxiety, I get it. It's totally spooky to think about our darker sides chasing us down. But hey, we've faced tough challenges before and always found a way out, right? I mean, remember that time we escaped from that creepy haunted house? Or when we navigated through the maze of nightmares? This is just another wild ride. We're not just running away. We're running toward victory with a dash of laughter and a whole lot of fun. And to all our amazing viewers out there, we need you on this journey with us. Keep your spirits high and your hearts full of courage. Together, we can conquer anything.
Oh no, 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 I'm already getting worried, Joy. Evil copies of ourselves? That's a real nightmare. What if they're faster than us? Stronger? What if they catch us? I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But I know that if we stick together and stay focused, we can do it. And your support is so important to us. So please stay with us, cheer us on, and cross your fingers for us. We're going to need all your positive vibes and good wishes.
Exactly, anxiety. And who knows, maybe by the end of this, we'll not only escape but come out stronger, knowing that even our darkest sides can't bring us down. So, gear up, everyone. It's going to be a fast-paced, heart-pounding adventure. Let's turn this prison run into a victory lap, and don't forget to hit that like button to give us that extra boost we need. Storytime, friends. Today, I'm going to tell you about our incredible adventure when we found ourselves inside the mind of a boy named Tom. Tom was no ordinary kid. Kind, thoughtful, but sadly, terribly unsure of himself. Imagine what it's like to constantly doubt every decision you make, to be afraid to take the first step because you fear making a mistake. Tom lived with that every single day. And one day, when we all suddenly moved from Tim's head into this new, completely unfamiliar one, we realized our task was to help this boy find himself, overcome his fears, and learn to believe in himself. It was a real challenge, but you know us. We're always ready for anything.
Oh, I remember how it was. We appeared in Tom's head at the worst possible moment. He was standing in front of the mirror, looking at his reflection and getting ready for an important presentation at school. Inside, his fears and doubts were swirling, and he was afraid of every word he was supposed to say. What if he forgot the text? What if his classmates started laughing? These questions flooded his mind, and you know what? I was completely shocked. I could feel how his anxiety was overwhelming me. I was terrified of doing something wrong that would only make things worse. But I knew that if I didn't do anything, the situation would spiral out of control, and Tom would just freeze in front of everyone.
Anxiety, you really made things worse back then. Tom was on the verge of a breakdown, and at that moment, I realized I couldn't just stand by. No way, that wasn't going to happen. I hate it when someone, even if it's Tom, lets their fears control them. I was burning with frustration. I felt the fire inside me ignite, and I decided to act. Tom needed to feel that fire, to sense the strength that could help him overcome any obstacle. I fueled his determination, made him feel like he could do anything, and no one would dare to doubt his abilities.
And I couldn't stand by when I noticed that Tom started worrying about how he looked. At first, it was just concern that his clothes weren't stylish enough, then that his hair was out of place, and then he started thinking his appearance would make others laugh at him. It drove me crazy! How could he be so focused on such trivial things? Tom needed to understand that it's not his appearance that defines his worth, but what's inside him. And I started quietly whispering to him that he needed to rise above these superficial things, that what really matters is what's in his heart and mind. It helped him relax and focus on more important things.
Once we all came together, the situation began to change. We worked together like a well-oiled machine, guiding Tom toward his goal. I reminded him of all his past successes, of the times when he overcame difficulties, and when his friends and family supported him. These memories were like a powerful surge of energy that filled Tom with joy and confidence. I saw his face light up with a smile, and a sparkle appear in his eyes. It was amazing.
And I finally decided to use my power not for harm, but for good. Instead of sowing panic, I began helping Tom to be more attentive to details. I nudged him to focus on the text, on pronouncing the words correctly, on his tone. This helped him avoid mistakes and prepare as best as he could. I had to overcome my own fears, but I knew I was doing it for his benefit.
When the moment of truth came, and Tom walked onto that stage, I knew that all our hard work had paid off. He walked with such confidence that all his fears just disappeared. I made him feel the power within himself. I gave him the determination he needed, and he performed like a true hero. No one in the audience dared to doubt his abilities. All his doubts and fears were conquered, and he got a taste of victory.
And of course, I made sure that Tom looked his best. Before the presentation, he adjusted his tie, smoothed his hair. He felt confident. And it showed. While his appearance didn't define him completely, the confidence he drew from looking his best gave him an extra boost. It was a crucial moment, and I was proud to have helped him with that.
When the presentation ended and the room erupted in applause, we all felt an incredible sense of relief and joy inside Tom. This was our collective success, our victory. Not only did Tom successfully accomplish his task, but he also found the confidence that will support him throughout his life. And for us, it was yet another proof that when we work together, we can overcome any obstacle. We can help anyone if we act as one.
And I finally decided to use my power not for harm, but for good. Instead of sowing panic, I began helping Tom to be more attentive to details. I nudged him to focus on the text, on pronouncing the words correctly, on his tone. This helped him avoid mistakes and prepare as best as he could. I had to overcome my own fears, but I knew I was doing it for his benefit.
And I learned that even anger can be a driving force if used wisely. We helped Tom become stronger, and that was our shared achievement.
I understood that self-confidence begins with inner harmony. We helped Tom find that harmony, and now he can walk through life with confidence, knowing that his worth isn't defined by his appearance, but by who he truly is.
That's how our story with Tom ended. We helped him, and he showed us how important it is to be there for those who need support. And you know what? This was one of our best missions. We proved to ourselves and to Tom that together we can do anything. And now we're ready for new adventures. It's time for a new story. Let's travel to a small town where a boy named Max lived. Max loved adventures, but he had one problem. He was very afraid of the dark. Every night when darkness fell, Max would hide under his blanket and try to fall asleep as quickly as possible. But one evening, in an especially dark night, Max heard a soft whisper outside his window. It was his old friend, a firefly who had come to him with a very important mission. "Max," said the firefly, "the darkness isn't as scary as you think. There are many wonders in the dark that can only be seen at night. Come with me, and I'll show you the world in a new light." Max was a little scared at first, but then he remembered that he always wanted to know what was hidden in the night's darkness. He put on his jacket and followed the firefly. Together they went through the forest, where the trees looked magical in the moonlight, saw glowing flowers, and met other nocturnal creatures. From that night on, Max was no longer afraid of the dark because he understood that it, too, could be beautiful and amazing.
Guys, thanks for watching our story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like it, and click on the bell so that you don't miss new videos. And also, write in the comments what story you want to hear next. See you in the next issues.
Hi, friends. We're so happy to see you again. Today, we have a truly unusual adventure. Tim is about to tackle a creepy mode called Scary Doll Curse. Just think about it. Dolls and curses, this is something new. I hope we can avoid all the traps and solve all the mysteries.
Hi, everyone! Oh, guys, I'm already nervous. This mode sounds really scary. Dolls can be so creepy, especially when it comes to curses. I just can't shake the feeling that something might go wrong. But if you all support Tim, I'm sure he'll make it through, despite all my fears.
Hey everyone, are you ready for a real challenge? I've heard that this mode is one of the hardest and scariest, but Tim is no coward. If any doll tries to scare him, we'll show it who's boss. Nobody will stop us on our way to victory.
Hello, dear viewers. Just think about it. Dolls, and they could be dirty, dusty, and who knows what else. I really hope it's not as awful as it sounds, but knowing how these modes can be, I can only hope for the best and for your support, guys. Please, keep your fingers crossed for Tim so he doesn't have to deal with anything truly gross.
I'm already so excited. What an exciting adventure awaits us, solving the mystery of the cursed dolls. I'm sure that with your support, Tim will find a way to overcome all the dangers and puzzles. This is going to be thrilling, and I'm so glad you're with us.
It's important to remember that this mode might have some unexpected twists. But with you guys and Tim leading the way, I hope we can avoid all the traps. Everything will be okay, right? We just need to be careful and cautious.
So are you ready to show these dolls who's boss? Don't be afraid of them. They're not that scary. If we need to, we'll deal with them the best we can. The main thing is not to give up and to go all the way, no matter how scary it gets.
And please, let's hope there's nothing truly disgusting. I can't stand those dirty old dolls, especially if they're covered in cobwebs or worse. But for you and Tim, I'm willing to endure it. The most important thing is for him to get through this challenge.
Wow, Tim, look! We're in some sort of lava room, and there's a portal ahead. To open it, we need to find 3 green orbs and place them in those special slots. This is going to be a real challenge, but I'm sure you can do it.
Oh, Tim, be very careful. Lava is everywhere, and you need to be extremely cautious. One wrong move, and I don't even want to think about it. Just don't rush, hold the orbs tightly, and watch every step.
Enough worrying. Let's just grab those orbs and open the portal. You don't want to stay here longer than necessary, right? Come on, Tim. Collect them all and get that portal open. You can do it. Just don't waste time.
Ugh, those orbs look like they've been pulled right out of the lava. But Tim, you'll have to deal with it. Grab them carefully and place them in the slots quickly so we can get out of here. I really hope we don't have to deal with anything even more disgusting after this.
And the next story will be about the day when Tim decided to enter his first skateboarding competition. Oh, you should have seen how exciting it was. Tim had been preparing for this moment for months. Every day after school, he would go out into the yard and practice no matter the weather or how tired he was. And finally, the day arrived when he was supposed to show everyone what he had achieved. I remember him putting on his favorite cap and grabbing his skateboard with such a determined look on his face. We were all so excited. I could see his eyes shining as if they were reflecting the sun, and that filled us with confidence. We knew Tim could handle whatever came his way.
Yeah, But as soon as we got to the competition site, I started getting irritated. Those other skateboarders, all so cocky and smug, standing around bragging about their tricks as if they thought rookies like Tim didn't stand a chance. They were talking about their complex moves, and honestly, it really got on my nerves. I was so furious inside, I felt like walking right up to them and telling them exactly what I thought. But Tim kept his cool. He just stood there, watching the course intently, like he wanted to memorize every detail. He didn't pay attention to their chatter and just focused on why he was there.
Oh, I was so scared. Those ramps, the height, the speed, it all seemed so dangerous. I just couldn't calm down. I remember thinking, what if he doesn't make it? What if he falls? What if the other skateboarders knock him down? My hands were literally shaking when Tim started skating. Even when he was doing simple tricks, my heart was pounding so loud, it felt like everyone around could hear it. But still, despite my fears, I knew Tim was giving it his all, and that gave me a little strength. I kept reminding myself that he had practiced a lot and was ready for this.
And I was so worried about all the dirt on the course. It was just horrible. There were spilled drinks, dirty rags lying around, and one of the skateboarders even fell into a puddle. I kept watching to make sure Tim didn't accidentally step in the dirt or get dirty. You know, it's important to not only skate well at a competition, but also to look good. Cleanliness and order are always important, especially when you're in the spotlight.
But how happy I was when Tim finally hit the course. He started off slow but steady, checking out every turn and ramp. And when he performed his first trick, an ollie, we all held our breath in anticipation. And then, he nailed it. The crowd erupted in applause, and I could barely contain myself from screaming with joy. It was his moment, and he nailed it. I'll remember that moment forever. Tim proved to himself and everyone else that he's a real athlete, despite all the obstacles.
And those who laughed at him at the beginning quickly went silent. They realized that they shouldn't underestimate Tim. I was so proud of him. He showed that actions speak louder than words, and now everyone knows that Tim is no joke.
And you know, I even calmed down a bit. Tim showed that he can handle challenges, and that gave me a little more confidence in the future. But still, every time he gets ready for a new competition, I'll be worried. After all, it's my job to look out for his safety.
In the end, Tim took second place, and it was just amazing. This was his first competition, and such a success is an incredible achievement. We all experienced this day together, and I'm sure Tim has many more victories ahead. So don't be afraid to dream and work hard, and you'll definitely achieve your goals. The next story is about how Tim went to space and saved the Earth from meteors, and how joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped him in this adventure.
It all started when Tim received an incredible offer to become an astronaut and go to space to prevent meteors from hitting Earth. We, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, were in his head, and each of us played our role in this amazing journey. From the very beginning, Tim was ready for anything. In space, he had to face many challenges, and I was there to remind him of the importance of being decisive and not fearing difficulties. Each obstacle made him feel anger, but it helped him act quickly and resolutely.
While anger was pushing Tim to act, my job was to support him in moments of fear and uncertainty. Space is a vast and unknown place, and even the most experienced astronauts feel anxiety about the unknown. I reminded Tim of the importance of staying calm and planning every action carefully.
And I was the one who helped Tim deal with unpleasant situations. Space is full of unexpected and sometimes unpleasant situations, and I tried to help him not to be distracted by them. Tim needed to stay focused, despite any unpleasantness that might arise.
When Tim finally arrived in space, he was amazed by the beauty of the stars and planets. I was proud to help him see and appreciate this splendor. We enjoyed the moment and were inspired, which gave him strength and confidence.
But as soon as the first meteors appeared, my role became critical. These huge rocks were heading towards Earth, and I had to support Tim in his determination to deflect them. His anger and resolve were necessary to handle such threats.
Each time the meteors approached, my anxiety increased. I worried about Tim making mistakes at such a critical moment. But I also tried to support him morally, reminding him that every step required caution and precision.
While Tim was fighting the meteors, I helped him maintain his focus despite all the unpleasantness. In space, there are sometimes pollutants and other unpleasant things that could distract him. I helped him stay concentrated on the main task.
And so, after a tense battle, Tim successfully deflected the last meteors and saved Earth from disaster. We were all immensely happy that he managed the task and returned home as a hero. His courage and determination became an example for everyone.
Sometimes it's necessary to express anger and determination to overcome challenges. Tim showed that even in the most stressful moments, it's important to maintain resolve and act quickly.
And although anxiety can be a challenging feeling, it can help us be attentive and cautious. Tim learned to use it to carefully plan his actions and avoid mistakes.
Even unpleasant moments can be important if we know how to deal with them. Tim proved that you can overcome any difficulty by staying focused and not being distracted by negative aspects.
Well, that's the end of our thrilling escape from the evil doll in the scary doll curse mode. We hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as we did. We had a great time playing together.
Yeah, it was fun, but also pretty scary. That doll really gave us a hard time. We did our best to get through this mode, and I hope you enjoyed watching our attempts, but we're ready to do even more.
If you like this mode and want to see more exciting games, let us know. It's important for us to know what you want to see, so we can prepare something even more thrilling for you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this adventure. Your comments and activity help us know what interests you and what you want to see next.
So, if you want a continuation or other interesting modes, write in the comments what you liked and what you'd like to see next. We're excited to work for you and create new entertaining moments. Goodbye for now. Thanks for joining us in this scary adventure. We'll see you in the next video. Hello, friends. We're so happy you joined us today. We've got a lot of exciting stuff prepared for you, and we're sure you'll love it.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new adventures. Give us a like so we know you enjoy what we're doing.
Hey, don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel and hit those likes. We're working hard for you, and it's the only way to support us. So come on, do it now.
Yeah, and don't forget to leave a comment. It's important for us to know what you liked or what you'd like to see next.
Well, let's get started. Today, our boy Tim will be playing Roblox in the Escape Toby's Hospital mode.
Oh, a hospital. I hope it won't be too scary. I always get nervous in places like this.
A hospital, huh? Tim can handle anything that comes his way. Let's see how he gets out of this mess.
I hope it's clean there, and there won't be any dirty corridors or filthy instruments. So shall we begin?
Great! We found the key. Tim, let's hurry and open that door. We're almost out of here.
Oh no, the doctor is right behind us. Tim, please be careful and don't drop the key. We need to move quickly.
Run faster, Tim. That doctor won't catch us if you keep up the pace. We won't let him get to us.
I can hear his heavy breathing. Tim, get that door open now. I can't stand the thought of him getting any closer.
This is kind of fun, isn't it? Crawling through the vents feels like we're on a secret mission. Tim, you're doing great.
I don't know, Joy. It's so cramped in here, and we don't know what's ahead. What if there are traps or something worse?
Stop worrying, Anxiety. Tim can handle it. He's been through worse. Just keep moving forward and we'll be out of here in no time.
I hope this vent doesn't get any grosser. I can already feel the dust sticking to my skin. Ugh, this is so disgusting.
Hey, look. I think I see a way out just ahead. We'll be in a new room in no time. Stay positive, everyone.
Oh no, we're here. What's that smell? It's getting stronger. I have a bad feeling about this.
Great, what now? More obstacles? Tim, get ready. We can't afford to slow down.
Look at those pipes. Green slime is oozing out of them. This is a nightmare. Tim, you'll have to jump on those blocks to get across. Just don't touch the slime.
We have an incredible story for you about how Tim ended up on a thrilling treasure hunt on a mysterious island. It all started when Tim found an ancient map in an old library. The map marked the way to a legendary treasure hidden on the enigmatic island. Tim was absolutely thrilled at the idea of going on this adventure.
Oh, absolutely! But it wasn't just about finding the treasure. The island was full of traps and dangers. Tim faced off against nasty sea monsters and evil pirates. One of the toughest moments was when he had to cross a bridge made of creaky planks. Tim kept stumbling and falling into the water. It was definitely not an easy challenge.
I was so worried too. Tim was constantly in danger. In the dark depths of the cave where he was searching for the treasure, he couldn't find his way out. I was afraid he might get lost or fall into some trap. But he showed such determination and managed to find an ancient mechanism that revealed secret passages.
And those creepy caves. They were full of muck, mold, and horrifying spiders that made even me shudder. Tim kept stepping in sticky slime, and the horrid smell filled the cave. It was clear that it wasn't easy for him, but he kept going despite all the disgust.
And finally, after all the hardships, Tim found the treasure. It was hidden in an ancient chest, and when he opened it, fireworks of precious gems exploded into the air. Tim was on cloud 9, and we were all so happy that he had overcome all the obstacles and found the treasure.
Yes, and I must admit he showed incredible willpower. Even though I'm not thrilled that everything went so smoothly for him, he deserves praise for handling those horrible trials.
It was a tense journey, and I'm glad it ended well. Tim proved that even in the scariest situations, you can find a way out.
Yes, although it was frightening and disgusting, Tim managed to overcome all the challenges. And perhaps those unpleasant experiences made his adventure even more exciting.
In the end, Tim returned home full of new experiences and stories. And although the journey was tough, he proved that with determination and bravery, you can overcome any obstacle. I hope you enjoyed this story. Get ready for another exciting story about Tim's adventure in a fantastical realm. This time, Tim found himself in a magical land where he had to compete in a grand tournament to save the Enchanted Kingdom. The tournament had all kinds of incredible challenges, from dragon racing to wizard duels. Tim was beyond thrilled to prove himself in such a magical setting.
Oh, the tournament wasn't all rainbows and butterflies. Tim had to face off against some of the most ruthless competitors. There was a particularly nasty sorcerer who constantly tried to sabotage Tim's efforts. Tim was furious when his dragon was tampered with and almost lost the race. It was infuriating to see how low some people can go just to win.
I was on edge the whole time. The stakes were incredibly high, and one mistake could mean disaster. Tim had to navigate through a labyrinth filled with hidden traps and mystical beasts. There were moments when I feared he might get trapped or face a dangerous creature that could end his quest. Every turn seemed like it could be his last.
And the conditions in the labyrinth were just dreadful. The walls were covered in slimy moss, and the air was thick with a foul stench. Not to mention the creepy crawlies and the occasional burst of foul-smelling gas that made the whole experience just revolting. Tim had to wade through muck and fight off disgusting critters while trying to stay focused.
Despite all the challenges, Tim's perseverance paid off. He managed to navigate through the labyrinth, beat the sorcerer in the final duel, and win the grand prize, a magical artifact that could restore peace to the kingdom. Tim's excitement was through the roof when he realized he had saved the realm and achieved his goal.
It was satisfying to see Tim triumph over those who tried to bring him down. Even though it was a hard-fought victory, Tim showed that determination and courage can overcome even the nastiest obstacles.
I'm relieved that everything turned out well in the end. Tim's bravery and quick thinking saved the day. The tension was immense, but he handled it all with incredible skill.
As much as I hated the nasty conditions and the gross encounters, I have to give Tim credit for pushing through. His ability to endure the disgusting aspects of the quest and still come out on top was truly impressive.
And that's the story of Tim's magical tournament adventure. He proved once again that no matter how challenging or disgusting the situation, with determination and a positive spirit, you can achieve greatness. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Today, we're going to tell you an incredible story about how we, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust, used to be in the mind of a criminal. Yes, it's true. We were part of his mind and helped him turn his life around. It all started many years ago when this criminal was just beginning his path.
Yeah, it was something. We were all filled with rage and hatred, and honestly, it was quite an unpleasant time. This criminal was furious, and I was the main source of his anger. He constantly directed his rage at others, which of course led him to a lot of problems.
On the other hand, I was there to remind him of all the possible dangers and consequences of his actions. My anxiety and fear often spilled over to him, making his life even more stressful. I was always in his head, highlighting how risky and dangerous everything was.
I can't forget how I filled his mind with repulsive thoughts. He was full of disgust towards the world around him, and that didn't help his mood at all. He only saw the bad in everything, which just made things worse.
But everything changed one fine day. At some point, he started to realize that this life wasn't bringing him happiness. I began to remind him that joy and satisfaction could be found outside of this darkness. We started working together to guide him on the right path.
Yeah, I admit it wasn't easy. He had to deal with my anger and learn to control it, but in the end, he learned to use it for positive purposes. He began fighting for justice instead of spreading chaos.
I also helped him by showing that fear and anxiety could be used to avoid real threats and make thoughtful decisions. I taught him that sometimes dangers can be prevented by taking the right measures.
And I played my part too. I helped him see that disgust and aversion could be overcome, and that it's important to strive for cleanliness and order. He learned to appreciate the good things in life and stopped focusing on what disgusted him.
In the end, we all helped him change his life. Now he lives an honest life, helps others, and has found his place in society. We are proud that we were able to help him become the best version of himself.
Yes, I'm glad he realized that anger isn't the path to happiness. He learned to use his energy for something good.
And I'm happy that his fear and anxiety now help him avoid real dangers rather than creating them.
And I'm glad he was able to overcome his negative feelings and find joy in life.
So, friends, that's the story. Even the darkest and most negative thoughts can be transformed into something good. It's never too late to change your life for the better. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our story.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Remember, even when things get tough, you've got the power to make a change.
And if you ever feel overwhelmed, just take a deep breath and think things through. You've got this.
Don't forget to keep things clean and stay true to yourself. It's the little things that make a big difference.
Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed our time together. Your support really helps.
Goodbye for now. Remember, keep striving for the best.
Bye, everyone. Wow, hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today. We've got something absolutely amazing lined up. It's Water Park Barry's Prison Run. Picture this, a water park with giant slides, wild rivers, pools that you just can't wait to dive into. But that's not all. You won't just be sliding down water slides. This is a real escape. Barry, the grumpy prison guard, is trying to catch us, and we have to slip away, glide down the slides, dodge traps, navigate through mazes, and find our way out. You'll need all your skills and smarts to make it out of this water park prison. Sounds fun, right? But before we dive into this epic adventure, I really need you to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the bell. Come on, no one wants to miss our next awesome adventure, right? Let's do this together.
Oh, Joy, listen to yourself. I can't believe you're suggesting we jump into this nightmare. A water park, prison break, traps. What if the slides are too fast? What if someone loses their balance and falls into the water? And the traps, oh, those traps. What if Barry is too smart and we end up caught in his ambush? We have to be really careful. I'm already imagining everything that could go wrong. But wait, before we head into this risky water world, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We really need your support. What if we need to escape quickly and you won't want to miss our tips? And please hit that notification bell so you get every update. You never know when there'll be a new version of the game with even more challenging levels.
Oh, anxiety, you're overthinking again. Come on, it's going to be unforgettable. Just imagine, you're speeding down the craziest slide, wind rushing past your ears, water splashing everywhere, and you're screaming with joy. Everything around you is bright and fun, and the adrenaline is pumping. And as for Barry, sure, he might be tough, but doesn't that make the game even more exciting? We'll dodge all the obstacles, find the keys, and laugh our way out of his traps. And guess what? You can even customize your character, so we'll be the fastest and the coolest looking. But you know what's also important? Your support. So right now, hit that like, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming adventures. Let's make this the best one yet.
Well, maybe there's some truth in that. But still, I'm so nervous. Picture it. You're sliding down the slide, and there's a trap at the bottom. What if the water's too cold? Or what if someone panics and we lose time? Barry could be right around the corner with another trick up his sleeve. We need to stay alert. But you're probably right. We can handle it if we work together. I'd still feel a lot better if everyone subscribed and hit the notification bell. That way, we'll be sure everyone gets our updates on time, and no one will miss important tips on how to beat the toughest levels. Please, hit the like button. It'll help me calm down a bit.
That's the spirit, Anxiety. See, you're starting to think positively. This is all part of the fun adventure. Sometimes you've got to take a little risk to have a big reward. Just imagine how great it'll feel when we conquer all the challenges, escape from Barry's prison, and celebrate with a giant leap into the final pool. And you know what? It's so important that everyone knows that subscribing is like a key to every new adventure. We'll get through anything together, and everyone will get their rewards in the game. So let's subscribe now, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. We're waiting for you to join this epic water park escape.
Well, if we're all prepared and keep a close eye on everything, I guess we can pull it off. But still, don't forget, subscribing and hitting notifications could really save us if anything goes wrong. Who knows, we might need each one of you to help us take on Barry and his traps. And yeah, one more time, please hit that like button. It'll help me feel a little less anxious before this big adventure.
Story time! Story will be about how joy and anxiety helped a boy named Max overcome his fears at a giant water park. It was his first time at such a place, and his emotions were all over the place. Oh, I just love this day. The sun is shining, the water is sparkling, and everyone around is so happy. Max is visiting the water park for the first time today, and it's going to be the most unforgettable day of his life. Imagine he's about to ride the tallest water slide in the park. This isn't just a slide. It's as tall as a building, and the ride down is like flying. The water rushes down so fast, and at the end, you get launched into the pool like a superhero who just saved the world. I can already picture Max screaming with excitement, his heart pounding with adrenaline, and when he gets out of the water, his face will light up with the biggest, happiest smile. Oh, it's going to be absolutely amazing. His day will be filled with joy and new experiences.
Wait a minute, Joy. You're always so optimistic, but can't you see how dangerous this is? Did you look at that slide? It's huge and scary. What if Max can't hold on to the tube? The water's rushing at a crazy speed. What if he loses control? Or what if he panics halfway down and can't finish the ride? This is way too risky. The water might be too cold. He could choke, and the slide is way too steep. What if he can't swim after the drop into the pool? We have to think about all the possible disasters. Sure, he's already in line, but what if he gets dizzy or feels sick? We need to be prepared for all these dangers. I just don't want anything bad to happen to Max.
Oh, anxiety. You always think of the worst. Sure, the slide looks huge, but that's what makes it so thrilling. That's the whole point of a water park, to overcome your fears and have an adventure. Max knows this is going to be incredibly fun. He's ready. Did you see him in line, even smiling a little despite being nervous? That's because he's feeling excited, like he's about to try something new and unknown. And guess what? When he goes down that slide, he's going to feel so happy and proud that he'll want to do it again. Adrenaline isn't our enemy. It's how we know we're alive, that we can do anything. We've got to support Max so he knows he can do it. This will help him not just here, but in life overall. Just imagine how he'll feel like a hero after riding down from such a height.
But, Joy, you don't get it. Water slides are no joke. So many things can go wrong. Just picture it. He starts sliding, but the water is too fast. He could flip over, get tossed around, and what if he hits the side of the slide? Or if someone ahead of him stops suddenly and they crash into each other? Oh no. And what if his fear overwhelms him and he wants to stop in the middle of the slide? That's impossible. He'll feel so helpless. He's just a kid. He doesn't understand all these risks. And what if the pool at the bottom is too deep and he can't swim out? We need to think about all of this ahead of time. I don't want Max to experience stress or trauma that could scar him. Fun is great, but we can't ignore all these dangers. You know that anything could happen.
Anxiety. I get that you always worry about everything, and that's important. But can't you see that Max is ready? He's been preparing for this moment for a while now, and his smile shows that he's eager to try something new. We can't let fear stop him from having an adventure. Yes, the slide is tall, but that's what makes it such a challenge. Every kid who rides it feels like a true hero, and Max is no exception. He'll be safe. There are instructors at the top who'll make sure he's seated properly. They'll secure him and explain how to hold on. When Max reaches the bottom and climbs out of the water, looking up at that slide, he'll realize he conquered his fear. It'll give him so much confidence. He'll remember this day and think, if I did that, I can do anything. And trust me, moments like these make life brighter and more exciting.
But, Joy, you don't get it. Water slides are no joke. So many things can go wrong. Just picture it. He starts sliding, but the water is too fast. He could flip over, get tossed around, and what if he hits the side of the slide? Or if someone ahead of him stops suddenly and they crash into each other? Oh no. And what if his fear overwhelms him and he wants to stop in the middle of the slide? That's impossible. He'll feel so helpless. He's just a kid. He doesn't understand all these risks. And what if the pool at the bottom is too deep and he can't swim out? We need to think about all of this ahead of time. I don't want Max to experience stress or trauma that could scar him. Fun is great, but we can't ignore all these dangers. You know that anything could happen.
Now that's the spirit anxiety. See, much better. We're a great team. You always think about what could go wrong, and I remind everyone of what could go right. And together, we help Max find a balance between caution and courage. He's not just going to conquer this slide. He's going to walk away feeling like he can take on the world. And you know, moments like these help him grow, get stronger, and more confident in himself. Life isn't just about avoiding dangers, it's about enjoying every moment. And this day, Max is never going to forget.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just about avoiding dangers, but learning to overcome fears. I see Max smiling in line, and that gives me a little bit of confidence. We'll be there for him, and if anything goes wrong, we'll help him through it. Everything will be fine, but still, I'll keep watching, just in case. Okay, everyone, I think it's time to wrap things up. But before we go, I just want to remind you to stay safe out there. Double-check everything. Don't rush into anything too risky, and always be prepared for the unexpected. You never know what might happen, so it's better to be cautious. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a like so you don't miss any future tips on staying calm and careful. Stay safe. Goodbye.
Hey friends, we're back together again, and today we have a real challenge ahead of us. We're going to try to escape from the creepy Mr. Nightmare's school. This is going to be an incredibly thrilling adventure, and I can't wait to get started. But before we dive into this spooky atmosphere, I want to remind you how important your support is. Every like you give us is like a ray of light in this dark place, helping us move forward and overcome every obstacle.
Guys, this school is a real nightmare come true. You have no idea how crucial your involvement is. Likes and subscriptions aren't just empty clicks. They give us the strength to fight and push on when everything seems hopeless. So don't hold back. Support us, and we'll show Mr. Nightmare what we're made of.
I'm so worried for Tim. This school is full of traps and dangers, and I'm terrified just thinking about what could happen if we miss something. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single moment. With every subscription, there's a chance someone else will see this video and help with advice in the comments. And with notifications turned on, you won't miss a single detail of our adventure.
Ugh, I can already sense how much dirt and nastiness awaits us ahead. But you know what will help me not feel so grossed out? Your comments. Share your thoughts on our playthrough, give tips on how to avoid traps, and just share what's on your mind. And let's keep it positive. Only good vibes and helpful advice, okay? No rudeness, just friendliness and support.
Yes, everyone. Together, we can get through Mr. Nightmare's school. Your likes, subscriptions, and comments are what make our adventures possible. We love sharing the most exciting moments with you, and with your support, we'll be doing it even more often and better. Let's make this episode unforgettable. Right now, our boy Tim is lifting some very heavy boxes to get to the top. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff waiting for us up there.
I don't think there's anything interesting waiting for us up there. I think there's a lot of dangerous and difficult things ahead. I'm so worried about Tim. What if he can't handle it? What if he gets hurt on some sharp metal edges?
Don't panic! Tim has handled tougher things than this. He'll get through this level with ease.
I think we're in for a lot of dirty, disgusting, and unpleasant things ahead. And also,
Let's not worry and get anxious. To distract ourselves, let's tell stories to our favorite viewers.
Yes, I agree.
Story will be about how Tim ended up in a parallel world where everything is reversed. One day, Tim stumbled upon a strange door in an old abandoned building. Thinking it might be something exciting, he opened it and found a glowing portal. He stepped through and found himself in a parallel world where everything was upside down. The sky was beneath him, and people walked on the ceiling. Oh, Tim, this is incredible. We're in such an amazing world where everything is upside down and looks completely different. Can you imagine how thrilling it is to see the world from this unusual perspective? We can walk on ceilings and see clouds under our feet. Every corner of this world is full of wonders, and I can't wait to discover what's next. Everything feels so unique and exciting. With every new step, my heart fills with joy and delight as we experience this fantastic adventure together. And you know what's the most amazing part? Here, we can see familiar things in a completely new light. For instance, how clouds flow across the ceiling, how rivers run along walls, and how we walk on the upper floors of buildings while the buildings themselves seem to float in the air. It's like we've entered a world of fantasies and dreams where the boundaries of the ordinary and extraordinary are blurred. I'm ready to explore every corner of this world, and I'm sure there are thrilling discoveries ahead.
Honestly, I was a bit annoyed when I saw that everything was upside down and completely different from what we're used to. But you know what? It's actually better. It's like a challenge that's worth taking. This strange, reversed environment makes our journey even more thrilling. We can use this oddity to our advantage and find ways to overcome all the obstacles in our path. Let everything be reversed. It only adds excitement and drive to our adventure. We'll stick together and tackle any challenges that come our way. Yes, it might seem that everything is difficult and unfamiliar, but that's what makes our adventure so thrilling. Every step is a challenge. Every obstacle is a chance to show our skill and ingenuity. We won't let these strange conditions stop us. In the end, overcoming difficulties only adds adrenaline and makes the victory even sweeter. So let's go, despite all the inverted things and unusual conditions.
All this looks pretty frightening. We're in a completely unfamiliar world, and I can't help but worry about what might be waiting for us. What if there are hidden dangers we don't know about? We don't understand how this gravity works, and what might happen if we're not careful. I really don't like the thought of stumbling into something dangerous or ending up in an unpleasant situation. I hope we can find a way back home safely and not get hurt along the way. Every move we make here could have unexpected consequences. I'm anxious about the possibility of running into some trap or ending up in a situation we can't get out of. Our usual landmarks don't work here anymore, and that makes everything so unpredictable. I can't stop worrying about what might happen if we're not careful. We need to be cautious and act carefully to avoid anything truly dangerous.
I don't like how everything looks here. Everything is reversed and strange, and it's making me feel disgusted. This world seems dirty and unpleasant. I don't like that we'll have to walk on ceilings and view everything from such an unusual angle. I hope there's nothing too disgusting that we can't handle. Everything seems not only strange, but also really off-putting. I hope we find a way out quickly and return to a cleaner and more familiar world. And the entire reversed world looks like it hasn't been cleaned in ages. Dust and dirt hanging from the ceiling, as if someone forgot about cleaning. It's just unpleasant to see how untidy everything is and how we have to walk through these unappealing areas. It all seems not only strange, but truly repulsive. I hope we find a way out quickly and get back to a more orderly and familiar place.
Tim continued his journey through the reversed world, exploring its peculiarities and trying to adapt to the new conditions. Each of his inner friends experienced their emotions about what was happening, making the adventure even more interesting and challenging. And what will the next story be about? You will hear for yourself. Now, I'm so excited to tell you about how Tim recently met a group of amazing robot explorers. These robots are true adventurers, traveling across Earth and studying everything around them. When Tim first encountered them, his eyes lit up with excitement. He was amazed at how the robots gathered information about people and nature using their advanced technology. He immediately felt part of something grand and thrilling. Their mission isn't just about collecting data, but understanding our world better, exploring every detail, and uncovering hidden secrets. Tim was thrilled by the chance to be part of such an incredible journey. It was a real adventure filled with emotions and amazing discoveries.
But as you might expect, not everything went smoothly. Despite their advanced technology, these robots faced many challenges. Sometimes the robots made mistakes, which caused frustration, For example, there was a time when their research led to incorrect conclusions, and Tim and his new friends found themselves in a tricky situation that required immediate resolution. This really angered Tim because he had to fix problems caused by technical glitches or incorrect data. Yet, it was during these moments that Tim showed his true character and ability to handle challenges. These trials, though stressful, allowed Tim to learn a lot about himself and the importance of staying calm and finding solutions even in the toughest situations.
I can't help but worry for Tim when he found himself in such a complex situation. The robot explorers, although smart and well prepared, could still face unforeseen dangers. I always felt anxious when Tim and his new friends encountered unexpected problems, like technical failures or complex conditions that required quick decisions. These moments created real anxiety for me because I feared Tim might end up in a difficult situation from which it would be hard to escape. But I believe that with his determination and the support of the robots, he will be able to overcome all challenges and continue his thrilling journey.
I also have to mention that Tim and the robots might have encountered some not-so-pleasant moments on their path. For instance, in some areas where they conducted their research, the conditions were not the cleanest or most comfortable. Tim had to deal with dirt, unpleasant smells, and even some disgusting creatures. These moments caused me a feeling of disgust, and I could imagine how Tim must have felt discomfort in such situations. But despite this, he continued his journey with resilience and determination. It was important not only to handle the unpleasantness, but to maintain a positive attitude despite all the difficulties and discomfort.
Unfortunately, I have to interrupt this story as it's time to say goodbye. We'll finish this story in one of the upcoming videos. To make sure you don't miss it, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos. Oh, how quickly time has flown by. We've only just started our exciting journey with the wandering robots, and it's already time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed exploring the planet with us.
Yes, and don't forget that there's still so much more interesting stuff ahead. We'll definitely continue our adventure in the next video. So don't miss out on the continuation. Subscribe to our channel.
And please, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. I always worry that you might miss our new videos and that you'll support us. So, make sure to hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our new content.
Also, leave your comments. We always appreciate your feedback. Just try to avoid any harshness to keep the mood pleasant. Your opinions matter to us.
Goodbye, friends.